Supergirl 35, Mark Draco writing with Eduardo Pansica on the art. And this is, Supergirl. Jeremiah just showed up. They seem to think that Eliza's body is in the morgue here, but of course it's not very long in this issue before it seems that what we're twisting here is that the Leviathan agent that attacks them is actually her. She's either under control or she is, she's just chose a different side. She's converted, for whatever reason. Obviously there's teases of this weird Brainiac monster. This
Yeah.
and
So I like the idea here that Brainiac, the very first Brainiac, is an android, and that through time it's become more of a hybrid. And now this first version feels like the further versions are inefficient because they're not machines. So I like that whole idea here at play. I did feel this issue was a little, I don't want to say messy because messy is not the right word, but it just was between trying to work the villain stuff and the Leviathan stuff. They didn't seem to work. Like they seem to clash here.
I think I liked all the individual stuff. I definitely liked the Leviathan stuff more.
Me too.
Even though the visual of the Brainiac stuff was kind of cool. I think Pansica's art's very good. It's been good every other time he's been on Supergirl recently. And they leave the morgue. He's so much to tell you about Leviathan and what's going on. And that's when Leviathan's there and he's with the agent that we think is Eliza by the end of it. And because Jeremiah's like, oh, I know these moves, like the way that she moves, the way
she fights.
This is my wife, damn it, kind of thing. But you get some heat from her because she whips Crypto with some kryptonite whips or whatever it is.
There's two things, and well, not in this. There's one in this issue and one in another issue that involve dogs that really messed me up, and this was one of them. So seeing the Crypto whine onomatopoeia, I was like, oh, you gotta take her out now. I don't care if that's your mom, Kara.
Take her. Supergirl gets attacked by all these kryptonite drones, and then Supergirl initiates, which I thought was a really cool transition into her kryptonite armor. She's got this red and black suit that she turns on. That we knew she had when they did all the redesigns back in issue 21 or whatever it was. And we get this this cool red and black suit with a mask, where she's like, okay, now kryptonite is dealt with. Like now it's no issue anymore, which is really cool. Actually.
A lead line suit, basically.
Yeah. I like it because it's like, okay, it's not a complete get out of jail free card. If someone like breaks it or something or gets a hole in it, then sure. But like, I do like the idea that it's like, every time you whip out kryptonite, it's just not an instant like win for you. Like I now have defenses.
Yeah. Well, I do like too that like it seems to be on a charge, so she can't use it all the time. So I'm okay with that.
They teleport. The bad guys teleport away because it's like, oh shit, Supergirl actually can fight back. We have to, run.
Well, yeah, and Leviathan stops to talk to her, like propositions her, being like, hey, I know what you're about. I know what your cousin's about. So I think you're gonna want to be on our side.
Yeah, I think the Leviathan stuff is the more engaging stuff because it's more tied into the characters in Supergirl. It makes sense given who her foster parents are, but also because it's been typically tying into what Bendis has been doing since the very start of its whole run. So I think that stuff actually plays very well with Supergirl because it feels right. Oh god, that's a really beautiful 2-page layout actually when she's flying with Crypto to the fortress. But yeah, you've got the big, the Doom symbol in the sky that's lit up, and this leads to them coming back and finding this monster Brainiac that's infected Kal-X at the fortress. Which honestly, like Supergirl versus a monster like this in the next issue is like a sort of monster movie kind of thing. Like, I could see fun in that. Like,
Yeah. So here, like I feel like there's more at play here. That's where it starts to get a little messy because we know. Judging by the next in here, so I don't feel like it's a spoiler now, she's going to be one of the Secret Six.
Yes.
And so this is a Batman Who Laughs plot on top of a Leviathan plot within a Year of the Villain. And I'm just like, guys, let's pick one and let's stick there for now. So
I mean, I wonder though if she just deals with the Year of the Villain thing, like beats that, and then the issue just kind of like then turns into.
I feel like definitely
Secret Six.
Whatever dark version she becomes in this, Secret Six is what allows her to defeat the Brainiac plot. Which then
maybe, yeah.
leaves the Leviathan stuff. We'll see. I mean, but yeah, it was just kind of, they all seem to be clashing here, and I'll give Andrejko credit. He made it work.
Yeah.
I never felt really like
I also
not there was an eye roll, but I definitely felt the editorial in this one.
I mean, I suppose it's almost like a funny kind of meta thing where like we always have like multiple events or things like that going on at the same time. This is actually what happens when they acknowledge all of them in the same book at the same time, where Supergirl's like, oh, there's all these things going on. What I do like about it though, I think, is that once we do get her infected, because the first issue of Hauser is going to be like an infected tie-in kind of issue, I do think that it'll probably be more focused on just that once that happens.
Yeah.
It won't be like bouncing around to different things.
And I feel too like with her having this crux issue of all of them lining up, it shows how important Supergirl is to the DCU right now.
Yeah.
Like she's a primary player if she's going to be one of the infected and involved in Leviathan and the Year of the Villain. So, yeah. And it almost makes you wonder too if this is what they were trying with Superman. Remember, we had the Year of the Villain stuff, but it didn't seem to add up.
No,
so
honestly,
they took off the banner.
The only one that feels kind of shoehorned in, to be honest, is the Year of the Villain one, because I think Leviathan makes sense given her first appearance art and given everything else that's going on, and the infected stuff, well, it didn't need to be her, but we know she's becoming part of that, so it makes sense to sort of build into it. I think Year of the Villain, it's like, it almost feels like this Year of the Villain thing could have easily just been Superman who finds this, and Superman would have to deal with it. But then, like you say, if they sort of tie it in where her dark version of herself is kind of how she beats the thing, then maybe it does actually kind of nicely all sink in together in a weird way.
Right. Well, it's almost like the Batman Who Laughs is superseding Luthor. So in the grand scheme of that, where we know where it's going with that series that's coming, or that mini from Tynan about the Batman Who Laughs coming up against Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's all filling in, and that's where the continuity fandom is like, this is where I'm trying to have my cake and eat it too, right? Where I'm like, yes, I love continuity, but Supergirl, you got way too much going on right now. Let's ease back, But yeah, maybe the taco and burritos too much.
Yeah, but if all this ties into the idea that the Batman Who Laughs is actually trying to take things from Luthor and like mess with his day, it almost actually kind of beautifully syncs up that this is like those two things are those two things are opposing each other in Supergirl for Supergirl's attention. Like it almost kind of works in a weird way.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's a little too much, but I'm okay with it being a little too much in the grand scheme of things. But for just this issue by itself, I was like, man. Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah, I thought that was very good in this issue, actually.
I still enjoyed it. These are nitpicks at the end of the day because ultimately it's a really good issue.
Yeah, I think the art in this was great. I was looking through it again, talking about it there, and I think some of those pages of Supergirl flying, the fighting, it looks really good. The fight,
especially, you don't get lost in the fight. Like it's very well choreographed. That says for print.
What are you giving Supergirl, Matt?
I'm gonna give this one 8.5. I'll lift it up.
Yeah, I'll give it a straight 8. But it's really good.